from 300 to 7,000 PhDs probably. But today, out of those 7,000, we do not have 10 PhDs in textile sector, which still continues to be 65% of our bread earner in terms of our exports. So what does it show? It shows that the link between our knowledge platform and production platform is missing. Our knowledge platform is not aligned with our production platform. And I think this is the major challenge we have for future. Because in this world of global competitiveness, it is extremely important that we provide strong knowledge foundations to each and every area of production, to each and every area of our economy, so that we are globally competitive in terms of our quality, in terms of our productivity, in terms of our performance of our standards, of our quality standards of our products. So therefore, in this budget,
people sitting in this room and working in different organizations, we have a dream that each Pakistani should drink clean water. We have a dream that Pakistan should have a prosperity. We have a dream, as Mr. Iqbal said, that we should have Nobel laureates from Pakistan. We have a dream that world should come to us also like we are going to them to get knowledge. And we have the potential, by the way, there is no doubt in it. We have a dream that we should produce ample food, not only to fulfill the requirement of our nation, but to help our neighboring and other countries which require food. We have a dream that in Pakistan, we should have the highest level of tolerance. We have a dream that anyone from anywhere can go anywhere in Pakistan, even midnight, at any time, and we should not be scared of anything. We have a dream that we should respect others and let others respect us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a dream that each Pakistani kid should have access to knowledge, access to education, whether it is school level, whether it is a college level, whether it is a university level. Even today, after investing so much in education, hardly we are giving out of 108% opportunity to go in our education sector. Still those 92% are sitting outside. They are gold mine, ladies and gentlemen.
Earth moving, public health, environmental cleanup, telecommunications, and infrastructure. The role of science, technology, and engineering will be critical in fulfilling those demands at various scales, ranging from small remote communities in Pakistan to large urban and peri-urban areas in Pakistan. How do we address the needs of Karachi? It's a mega city of 20 million people. Think about the growth of Karachi. How do we address the issues of water, energy, job creations for a city like Karachi or Islamabad or Lahore? The challenge in building capacity at the local, regional, and national levels in Pakistan is the current country space map. It has been estimated that in Pakistan, 67%, 70%, 120 million people of the country live on less than $2 a day. 33% live on less than $1 a day. The literacy rate is 58%, increasing at 1% per year. 25 million children are out of school in Pakistan. 2.5 million young people enter the workforce every year in Pakistan. Only 7.8% of the average group, of the age group of 17 to 23 is enrolled in 134 universities in Pakistan, but the enrollment is growing. Only 2% of the country's GDP.
Five-year plan that will fix everything, but I think we all know that that's not the case. That creating an innovative ecosystem in a country requires not only the right policies and investments by government, but it also requires to have that flexibility, that bottom-up ecosystem, the entrepreneurship of the people, the private sector being able to operate, universities universities, institutions that can help contribute to strengthen the human potential in a country. The U.S. government, both the State Department as well as the U.S. Agency for International Development, are very proud to have been a partner with Pakistan now for over a decade related to the contributions of science and technology and engineering to development. I think most of you are familiar with the U.S.-Pakistan Science and Technology Cooperation Program. It's now 11 years old. It's funded more than 80 projects, scientific discoveries that contribute to knowledge and technologies and innovation in Pakistan. So far, it has affected over 10,000 people, and 30% of them actually are women in Pakistan. And we're very proud also to be participants both in the workshop and the conference today.
On basic health, clean drinking water, primary education, literacy. Absolutely, that is something you cannot let go of. We are, not only do we have very low numbers over here, we are also one of the highest growth rate countries of the world, courtesy of our population growth. You cannot let go, but simultaneously focus on higher education, technology development and industrial linkages. Do both things simultaneously, and that is where we ran into a lot of policy debate whether that is indeed possible or not. But what the last decade has demonstrated that indeed focusing on this thing you can develop. But ultimately there is a bar. This thing is built on top of this. So there is only so much that you can do in higher education and then you will stop.
That was more important. So what we did, we just took an old 10-year-old furniture factory out of Karachi. It was a big factory, 100,000 square feet of space available, and we converted that old furniture factory into a university or an institute for that matter. This is the facade of that building. It's fundamentally different than what it was 3 years ago when we took it over. This is the main entrance. This is the cafeteria.
School of Applied Biosciences at the National University of Sciences and Technology. She's held several positions at NUST before becoming head of department, and has also been a recipient of funds under the Pakistan-U.S. Science and Technology Cooperation Program. It has a number of interesting international cooperations to her name. And then finally, we have a U.S. panelist to introduce, Dr. Megan Cox. Hello. Ms. Cox comes to us from NASA, where she's an engineer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratories. She's got a very interesting story to tell, as do all of our women, including her
in the urban areas. So nowadays we are working on a bigger unit which can produce up to 1.2 megawatt of electricity for 24 hours. So the system is under construction, and by the end of June or beginning of July, that would be operational. And this unit is in the collaboration with University of Lahore. Research is still going on, and we are working on biodiesel from LC as well. We have installed a pilot project already, and now we are looking for a small industrial unit. We are also doing
Well, it's been an incredibly informative day, and I've really enjoyed hearing about lots of people talking about entrepreneurship and science and technology and engineering, and how we can actually couple the two together. I think this is a great effort. I think we do need to actually bring lots of people from different disciplines together. I think that's going to really result in true innovation. When you bring people from different disciplines with different experiences together, you actually create new things, and that's innovation. And that really is what I feel going to be the step forward for entrepreneurship in Pakistan. But my slight reservation and concern is that the basic ideology of science is to create knowledge, not to make a profit. And I would be very cautious of trying to just teach young people, young scientists, that it's all about commercializing your ideas, it's all about commercializing your innovations. It's actually about serving a need, and the need is search for knowledge, and the need is to create something new.
I'm feeling pretty relaxed now, and I'm glad that it turned out to be great. I'm very excited that we had worked a lot of months on this. We put in a lot of effort, and all the effort brought about good results. And I'm proud of my ASME team. I think they did a fantastic job, and I think we made a good representation of the youth of Pakistan, and that is one of the key strengths that we have in ASME. ASME represents the youth of Pakistan, and that is one of the reasons why we are a very dynamic and active society in Pakistan. Thank you.
This week, I think, as the supervisor of the Science Envoy program, I've been able to watch the program evolve from an idea that the Science Envoy had, and him coming over to Pakistan, learning about the Pakistani culture, the Pakistani education system, and then setting up a workshop and a conference and getting people involved, culminating in what we experience today. And it's a real pleasure to see entrepreneurs working with scientists, working with government, working with industry, all towards making Pakistan a better place and to spur economic.
Conference is a very focused conference on entrepreneurship and commercialization as related to science and technology products, science and technology based products, and it fills in the gap that is there between academia and the industry. And the mindset of academia is very different from the industry. The industry is all about bottom line and profit, and academia is more about perfection of technology and science and more idealistic view of what the technology and science should be able to do. Whereas on the other hand, industry is more interested in just commercializing the technology and making profit. So this conference brings the two schools of thought together, and so that they can understand each other, because both speak different languages. So this is an excellent platform to bring the two together, and I think this would be very helpful for development of scientific-based development in Pakistan.
Well, it was quite a different experience as far as organizing the conference was concerned. It involved a number of stakes. The previous conferences we used to organize, we used to be the only organizers, but in this case we had a number of organizers, and the good thing that turned out was a great coordination, and it resulted in a successful organization of the conference, and after all we are happy.